going into this map, which is Inside and Out. I have found Inside and Out to be a very balanced map, I think, for every race. It's one that I think we're going to be seeing quite a lot of. No, I'm serious.
Yeah. I never know when you're joking.
Why are you
or
laughing
not anymore. I never know when you're being serious.
Oh no!
Like Waterfall is
hearing what you want to hear.
It's a very balanced map,
oh,
you know. It's
it is though. All right, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, it is the pink Protoss from the land of Hong Kong, playing for the Juggernauts. It is Bistork or Bistork.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have the Australian Terran player himself representing Team Opus V. It is Azure.
Actually forgot about saying Opus V because I was trying so hard not to say firm. Which I guess I succeeded with that, but yeah. He does represent Opus V. It's true.
Yeah. Shaking my head, Azure. I'm gonna have to talk to him a little bit later about this and what's going on. I don't know. Maybe he represents the firm. Maybe he's more firm than Opus. I don't know.
Yes, the firm. He's a lawyer, puppy.
Yes. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Yes.
Lawyer Schween. That's definitely what it's all about.
Oh god. Yeah, so far, you know, we do see a little bit of a worker dance here, as we typically see, you know, Protoss players trying to abuse these innocent SCVs. They're just trying to work. They're just trying to get things done.
Yeah, just trying to do what they can, and they're going to have rough jobs. They're building Terran buildings. Not very good buildings, but they're doing the best job that they can.
Oh god. Yeah. Thankfully, Azure doesn't lose any of his workers, just a little bit of damage here and there, but nothing too major. He shuts down that probe, and yeah, we can kind of get into our game, as he also went for his own SCV scout just to make sure that everything was on the up and up.
Yeah, gets a good clean scout there, and we are seeing just a 1-1-1 so far coming out of him, so everything looking extremely standard so far.
Yeah, everything looking standard from both players, which is surprising to me. You were talking about it before, but Bistork is a very aggressive player. When I think of Bistork, I don't think macro. I think like 2-base all in, like that's or cannon rush even. So we'll see what he goes for.
Yeah, he is opening with this Stargate and going Stalker first as well, so a little bit of a different way to start off. Normally we'd see the Adept opening with the Stargate just to get that Stargate out a little bit faster, but maybe playing a little bit of mind games here, and he is going to be able to put on some pressure with these first few gateway units as well.
Oh yeah, exactly. The first Stalker already coming out across the map. Thankfully, the CC is already done, so there's not going to be any kind of weird delay there on the orbital. But Azure has to be a little bit careful not to lose too many workers here. Oh, as he just mules.
Yeah, and Azure is also going for a reactor opening with the factory, so this can be a little bit annoying just to deal with these first few units coming across, but he does manage to catch the Stalker overextended quite a bit, so he will be able to clean up at least the one Stalker. Does lose a Hellion for his trouble, so.
Yeah, loses a Hellion, a single Marine, and one of his SCVs. I don't think that was really worth it there for Bistork to dive in as deep as he did with that Stalker. But, you know, at least he was able to deal a little bit of damage, and he also confirms the Widowmine follow-up.
Yeah, seeing the Widow Mines here is quite important for Bistork, and it does look like he will be able to get this Mule as well, so already quite a bit of damage coming out here, but does lose the Adept to the Widow Mine. A bit of a miscontrol there, but he does have a lot of information already about the opening of Azure.
Yeah, he saw the follow-up Widow Mines as well, so he knows how dedicated this drop is going to be. He should be preparing at home, and in preparation, he did end up making a Phoenix here with his Stargate opener. Does have an Oracle diving in across the map as well, and now he's going to get some worker kills.
Yeah, this Oracle, definitely not something I think that Azure would have been expecting. The opening was a little offbeat coming out, but he does take out the Oracle with the mine. That's a very, very nice pickup for Azure.
Oh yeah, that could have been a lot worse. There was nothing that shoots up, by the way. There was no Cyclone, there were no Marines. The Marine died earlier as well. So that was best case scenario for Azure to shut that down. Meanwhile, the drops come in, and oh, they're going to get some shots off, but nice pre-split here by Bistork.
Yeah, 3 probes for 3 mines, not the most ideal, but we can see from Azure, he is just continuing to pump out mines. This is a very aggressive build that's something we used to see the Koreans doing a lot in this matchup previously, and the thing that happens with this build is you do have so much map control, as the Protoss can never move out or they're going to lose all their workers at home. And at the same time, with these constant drops, you have so much potential for damage. Basically, only one of these has to land for this to pay off.
Oh yeah, and you know what? The Phoenixes, they're a little bit out of position. They move out across them. I say out of position, but it looks like they are going to catch one of these drops at the same time. Quad drop goes into the main. Is there a reaction? Up!
Ooh. Yeah, very late reaction, and this is, yeah, exactly what happens with this opener. If you do move out, you do run the risk of taking a lot of damage here, and this is already enough damage that we do see a little bit of a lead for Azure.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the medevacs are being taken down. One of those Wooden Mines survived that second medevac getting caught out in the middle of the map. Are we going to see a recharge on one of these shots? It looks like we are not, but still 14 probes already worth it.
Yeah, nice cleanup there, and I do believe that there should be enough damage for Azure that he can start transitioning into all his Raxes, into his turrets to keep himself safe. We do see Stim coming up here, and I think he will be happy with the damage he's got just to transition now.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Meanwhile, the Wooden Mine shots are going to be going off here. One of them already. The second one goes off as well.
Ooh.
3 Phoenixes get taken out.
Yeah, very nice bait there, just triggering the 1 mine and the 1 marine. Clearly, Bistork didn't think there was any more coming in there, but he does have a bit of a timing with these adepts here.
Oh, exactly. There's very little on the ground. Another Wooden Mine shot is going to be going off, but the boys are forced to be pulled off the line.
Yeah, but he does actually get quite a lot of damage. Does manage to keep the Hellion alive as well. Very nice micro coming out there, and he will catch these adepts in the main too. So this is a lot of momentum gone from the side of Bistork. He has been a little bit wasteful with these attacks, considering he's only gotten the 5 workers for his troubles.
Yeah, and I'm really worried about this just because Bistork is being really greedy tech-wise. He's only working off of 3 gateways right now. He went straight into a robotics bay. He wants to go, or he wanted to go Phoenix Colossus, but he lost all of his Phoenixes. As you were saying, he lost all of his map presence.
Yeah, with just these 2 Phoenixes left, he will be able to keep an eye on what's coming in and out from Azure. But at the same time, Azure just being a little sneaky with these mines, trying to get himself a bit more map vision, block the potential base as well. That's a nice move there. And we do see that Bistork is just doing anything he can just to keep Azure at home, just to delay him as well.
Yeah, he's able to delay a little bit of production, gets 2 SCV kills. Again, he is buying time for his Colossus. That is going to be his saving grace. That is going to be how he survives this game. A little bit of a misrally as well. We have a random Immortal out here. We'll see if there's going to be a punish for that, if Azure's able to catch it. I guess after all the aggression of Bistork as well, Azure wasn't feeling too confident moving out until now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if his plan was just to pick off those mines that were up on the ledge using the Observer and the Immortal. I know the Immortal can pick away at those mines very quickly with the extra damage to Armored, but it does find itself slightly out of position here.
Waddle away, Bobby, waddle away. It looks like maybe he will be able to escape. The Colossi is coming out just in time to save said Immortal, and it looks like it will survive.
Yeah, nice force fields there just to pick off a few of those Marines, but Azure does get an eye on the composition as well now, so using a little bit of that aggression out on the map does have a good idea of what he's facing now.
Yeah, now he knows, he's aware about that Colossi, and now Bistork is going to be free to throw down a couple more gateways, and there we go. They are now being powered, so he can finally round out his army. He's also been able to take a worker lead. Despite losing so many probes earlier, he's been having non-stop probe production, and he has been able to catch back up.
Yeah, but at the same time, he is very low on units, and an experienced player like Azure will know that he can use his advantage in army to start setting up multi-prong, to start cleaning up the map vision of Bistork to set up his future moves as well. So he will just be roaming around on the map.
Oh my god, and at the same time, a double Wooden Mine drop came into the natural base. Looks like the army of Azure is going to be crumbling here on the left-hand side, but he did get 10 more probes, and it looks like, mate, those shots are going to reset.
Yeah, getting a lot of damage here, but at the same time, losing that army, it does feel like he's put Bistork into a bit of an all-in position, but we do see the recall on the Observer just in time.
Oh.
Ooh. I say that, but they fire again. That's really nice for Azure.
Yeah, a couple of Stalkers and a couple more probes do go down, but now that is the end of the aggression. I say that, but that Widowmine from earlier is waddling in towards that third base location. At the same time, Bistork is looking to push in towards the third of Azure.
Yeah, Azure just getting so much value out of these Widow Mines, but bringing them in from unexpected angles, and the split just not quite right there. And we do see the cannons going up to prevent any future damage, but at the same time, there is a push mounting on the third.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Azure is well aware of this. He's already getting down a couple of bunkers. 2 bunkers in total. He has the Widow Mines as well. No tanks, unfortunately, so not the best defensive position here. Oh my god, we even have a couple of hallucinations coming in from Bistork.
Yeah, these hallucinations just messing around a little bit with the AI, but with the turret, that won't be the case until that turret goes down. But at the same time, this is a very awkward angle for Azure to defend his base on, and these Colossus are putting in work.
Oh my god, they're putting in a lot of work. Also, some friendly fire by those Widow Mines as well. The Phoenixes gave their life for the cause, but at the same time, there's not enough on the ground. It looks like the Colossus are being targeted down.
Yeah, the last Colossus will go down, and while 14 workers were deleted, this is a lot of damage to the army, and losing all these tech units like that, that is a lot of the momentum gone for Bistork, and he's actually in quite a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, exactly. GG gets called, and Azure, he weathers the storm. He will take the first game.
Yeah, beautiful play there by Azure. Lots of multitasking there just to constantly get those mines in, just being annoying, just picking off all these workers while Bistork was trying to get the momentum back on his side, and eventually forces him all in. And with those bunkers, with those turrets, does just enough to get the defense working on his side and wins the game.
Yeah, I 100% agree there. Like, it's so important that, especially the last wave of Widow Mines, they were able to deal some probe damage, because if it wasn't for that, then Bistork, there would have been no pressure on him to keep pushing into that third base and try and break that, right? He would have been able to back off and continue from there, but he was forced into that all-in scenario, so really well done there. Really well done there by Azure to take a lead in this series, and can he close it out? Bearing in mind, game number 1 was on Australia. Now we are hopping over to Singapore.
Yeah, so we do have a little bit of a ping advantage here for Bistork. We will have to see if that plays any part. Definitely with the kind of build that Azure went for, that is one that favors the ping advantage for him. He can borrow those Widow Mines just that extra fraction of a second faster, and the pools are just that fraction slower as well. So I wonder if that's something that he prepared specifically to play on ping, and he'll go for something a little different.
True, that can come into play. You know, that may be why those Widow Mines dealt so much damage. It is quite possible. So we'll see if he does something a little bit different here in game number 2 as we are loading on in. The players are ready, and we are diving in to Data C.
Let's go. You know why I'm so excited?
Because it's a balanced map.
Because it's a map with a stupid name. It wasn't stupid when the map maker made it, but it was stupid when I saw it, because I'm stupid. So, spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner of Data under C, it is the player representing Hong Kong, playing for the Juggernauts, the Pink Protoss, Bistork.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data under C. We have the Australian Terran player himself representing Team Opus V, taking the first game in this series, leading this series. Can he close it out? It is Azure. And just like the previous series, Azure, he gets the momentum, and boom, game number 2, he goes for the proxy.
Let's go. Oh, I think he does see that.
He does. Barely. Bistork, he goes for this. This probe wasn't even looking for proxies, by the way. He was just rallied across the map, and he just so happened to come across the proxy.
Yeah, so he does see it. Sees it a little bit late, picks it up on the map there, but we do see from Azure, immediately sends an extra SCV out. This is really awkward for this opening. Actually, if he doesn't manage to get this racks up, it's pretty much, it can be almost GG, but he does make a very nice decision to cut his losses and cancel straight away. Doesn't spend too much time trying to get that up, and if he did fail to get up and committed to it, probably would be immediately GG. So good decision there. He will be behind, but he can salvage this.
Yes, exactly. A very, very swift decision there to throw down that Rax back at home, and Bistork will acknowledge this. Meanwhile, Azure with that second ACV, he's not done. Again, he's still trying to be annoying. He throws down an NG Bay at the natural. Oh.
Yeah, just got to do whatever he can to delay Bistork, but Bistork already putting out this Zealot, and this Zealot, as well as helping with cleaning up the eBay, is going to be very annoying to deal with on the other side of the map, as Azure's production is very delayed.
Exactly, and as a part of this, it looks like, ooh, we do see a forced Zealot. We see a cancel on the eBay, so the Zealot wasn't quite necessary here, so at least forces that out of Bistork. But now that Zealot is coming across the map, looking to try and make life difficult here for Azure. Again, a very wonky start to this game, but as you were saying, very recoverable, very recoverable.
Yeah, and I do like this coming out from Azure. He is opening with a Reaper this time. It's really important for him in this situation to try get an idea of what's coming his way from Bistork, because he is in a disadvantageous position. So it's very important for him to know if he's being all in as well.
Oh, exactly. He has to be careful not to lose the Reaper, though. So he does take a couple of swipes to the face. Is going to micro his heart out, though, and is going to chip away at the Zealot. Eventually, it's going to go down. But, ooh, with the Adept coming in from behind, Azure has to be careful.
Yeah, small bit of miscontrol, but does see the Adept on the way and does manage to save his Reaper, which is very important. He should be able to get an angle on this Zealot just to keep attacking it, but good job by Bistork there to switch it, get it away, and get as much DPS as you can on these depots, and this is quite an annoying situation to be in for Azure.
Oh, exactly, but with some clutch repairs there, the Reaper survives. As you were saying, though, this does mean that the Reaper has to stay at home, and now Azure is a little bit in the dark when it comes to the opener of Bistork. Is he going for a Twilight Council? Is he going for a Stargate? He doesn't know.
Yeah, I do like this as well from Azure, just rushing out this Cyclone. It will keep him safe from any gateway aggression that's coming his way. So that is a good option there, just to get a little bit more control over the course of the start of this game. And he will push out with that as well to try to find this Adept.
Yeah, the Adepts are able to barely escape and meets up with the second Adept as well, so going to be looking to shock around and maybe even dive into the natural base at some point. Speaking of, Azure does have his CC on the way. Orbital is being morphed in, and just like the previous game, Bistork is going for Phoenixes. This time didn't go Oracle first. Oh!
Yeah, this is a fantastic scout for Azure. Very important for him that he did see these Phoenixes. Bistork was banking the Phoenixes, so if Azure wasn't able to get this scout, he would have committed to the drop that he is making at the moment. He did get out a medevac just to try to send across the Marines and the Cyclone that he has to try to get back in this game, but he was able to spot the Phoenix that were piling up there and averts disaster. That would have been really bad for him if he sent his drop across the map.
Oh yeah, very crucial drop, and now he's ready here back at home. Even has the Cyclone already in position. He does get a lock on. The Phoenixes do not deal any damage yet. No damage so far. Ooh, and yeah, a really, really great response here for the time being. It looks like Bistork may want to be a little bit greedy again. We do have a Robo. Is he going to go into a fast Bay behind this, just like the last game?
It does look like just the Immortal for now. We will have to see if he's looking for safety or looking for aggression, but as you said, we do see that Bay straight away, and well before any signs of taking a third, so it does look like Bistork does want to take his advantage and run with it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these Phoenixes so far, their job here is to keep Azure busy at home. So far, able to pick off a couple of workers, barely keeps that Phoenix alive from that Cyclone lock-on. And again, all he has to do is keep him busy because he's only working off of, what, 2 gates right now? Okay, 3 gates just like last time, just diving straight into those Colossi.
Yeah, and these Phoenix of Bistork are so oppressive. This is something that he can really snowball with as well. We're seeing he's even going up to a 6th Phoenix as well. And this just keeps Azure at home, which is really annoying for him as he was behind at the start of this game. So he would have loved to get a bit of counter pressure, try to get himself back into this game, but the options are being shut down very nicely.
Yeah, like unlike last time, there's no Widowmine trap being set up for like an explosive way to come back in this game or anything like that. He does pick off one of the Phoenixes, but again, there's still plenty where that came from. Ooh, maybe a little bit of a misrally, but there are no Cyclones here. Okay, Bistork is able to keep his Phoenix alive. And what I'm shocked by is that behind the bay, he goes for a Forge as well and a third base. Again, delaying his gateways for as long as possible, just being as greedy as he can be.
Yeah, we do see him get up this third. It is quite late, so he has invested quite a lot into this tech, but this tech should keep him completely safe, and he can push this economic lead quite comfortably at this point.
Oh yeah. Oh boy, I'm just waiting for the moment when Azure can finally break free from the clutches of his two-base play. Is able to catch a couple of these Phoenixes.
Yeah, nice micro there as well, just to double lock on with the Cyclones, and does manage to net himself the extra Phoenix for his troubles. So the Phoenix count down to 4, a lot less scary than the previous 6, and that should give him some confidence to start thinking about a push, or establishing his own third as well.
Yeah, he scans, he sees a third base already done here for Bistork. He knows that he has to do one or the other of what you're saying. And I do like this. He's going to be pushing out across map. I don't believe he has seen the Colossi tech yet. He can make an assumption based off of the previous game, but he's still a little bit in the dark as to how many Colossus there are exactly.
Yeah, we do see the medevacs come out, and we do see some SCV spawns, so I do believe he will be looking for a tank push here. I would expect him to keep building a few more tanks after this, and we do see the 4th tank started up already, so he's going to try to establish a foothold below this third base and put on some pressure with a fairly dedicated tank push.
Oh yeah, exactly. Unfortunately for Azure, all of this is spotted by the Observer, and Observer has been sat on top of the army for a long time. There we go, finally we have a scan. Observer gets taken out, but Bistork is already aware that the army is moving out.
Yeah, good situational awareness coming out there from Craig, from Azure. Does realize that he has been spotted by something with the Phoenix beelining for his army. So he drops a scan, takes out the Observer, and he's going to take out these extra Phoenix as well, or get them very low at least.
Yeah, I mean, due to the fact that the Observer got taken out, now the chance was there for Azure to try and catch those Phoenixes, and he almost did, to be fair. I also appreciate that because he got scouted, he doesn't commit to the push. I think that may have been a mistake if he did, just because we had plenty of Colossi, we had force fields, we had overcharge and shield batteries, but now it's Bistork's move to try and catch the army.
Yeah, very mature decision there not to push out, and he does drop that scan at the third as well, just trying to keep an eye on where this army is. He will be fairly confident not seeing any army at the third, that there is a push coming his way, and he has set up nicely defensively here, but this is quite a few chargelets coming out. If we do see this Warp Prism catch up for Bistork, he can start to establish a very scary push here.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong, but that War Prism is still on the way, so Bistork has to chill out and wait here outside the third base a little bit longer. Azure has time to prepare himself. Unfortunately, I don't see any bunkers on the way here. He scans, confirms the army, sees that it is ready to push in.
Yeah, and quite interestingly, we are seeing a Liberator tank setup, something I'm not really used to seeing against this kind of army that Bistork has, but it is going to allow him to really turtle here.
Yeah, exactly. Is it going to be enough though? Because there we go. The Chargelets are diving on in. It looks like they're going to get on top of the first tank. The Bio does stim backwards, and he's going to be able to clean up all these Zealots. But what about those Colossi?
Yeah, and the Warp Prism is here to bring in reinforcements. So he is focusing down the Colossi with this Viking lead that he has. So this fight is going reasonably well for him, considering how behind he was at the start of this game. If he can pick off this Warp Prism as well, that'll be very significant for him.
Oh, and it looks like he will at the same time. We do have a Marine drop across the map, forces a warp in, but oh my god, the target fire is insane. These Marines doing an insane amount of damage, and those Colossi were all picked off.
Yeah, I was wondering if something else was going on at the same time, because we did see a little bit of miscontrol coming out from Bistork, and Azure doing a very good job of making two things happen in two different locations, which allows him to take an advantageous fight actually in both areas.
Yeah, exactly. He defends and he attacks, and now he's coming across the map. Overcharge was just wasted, by the way. The previous warp in was also taken out earlier. Do we have any Colossi? We have none. We have one in production. This is the moment here for Azure.
Yeah, what was looking very scary for him now turns into his own counter pressure, and without that overcharge, he's able to just shove in here, and suddenly there are no units for Bistork at all.
Yeah, exactly. We have one Colossi, but GG gets called, and Azure takes the series 2-0.
Let's go.
Mate,
Very nice performance coming out there.
He's firm, mate.
He's firm, he's large, he's in charge, and very nice game coming out there. He was at quite a disadvantage from that opening, but manages to salvage, manages to once again show the strength of his defense, bides his time till the right moment, and is able to counterattack and take the win. So very good patience, very good awareness of what was happening, and lovely game overall.
Yeah.
2-0 for Azure.
I'm really impressed. I don't remember the last time Azure 2-0'd Bistork, I'll be honest. Like, even when Azure was a little bit more active and more dedicated to the craft of StarCraft and competing regularly on a weekly basis, to see him not just 2-0 Bistork, but also 2-0 Control, like Azure, he's on fire right now. My god.
Yeah, playing very well, and honestly looks dominant in that series against Bistork. He has shown in all his games so far that he is a very, very strong defender in both the TvT and TvP matchup, and seems like he did catch his opponents off guard quite a bit with just how adept he was with that.
Oh yeah, I was very impressed there with not just like his defensive play, but also his scouting, his decision making as well, right? I'm sure there would have been plenty of other Terran players who would have committed to their counterattack despite being scouted and tried to force themselves into the third base of Bistork. Moments like that, right? So I think it was really smart play overall, and I'm very impressed with how Azure has been playing today. Very impressed.
Yeah, for sure. And we do have our next matchup lined up for him, which is quite a formidable Terran in the form of Nicorakt.
Oh boy, yeah, things only get harder and harder from here. Nicorakt, a very strong European Terran player in his own right. Azure should already be warmed up, but Nicorakt is no easy feat, is no easy player. He's, I believe, 6k plus on the European server.